Hey, what's going on? Rakeem Madison here, and on today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 5 secrets to building self-confidence. So I hope you're ready for this video because you know I hate to waste your time. Let's jump right into it, guys. It's Mindset Monday as I promised. And let me just be honest, guys, I almost didn't make this video, but I just pushed through. Right? I was so busy today and, it just, things just were kind of circulating. But let's get into the content though. All right. So the first tip that I'm going to give you for building self-confidence is you have to practice, right? Without practice, without repetition, there's no way for us to achieve what we're trying to achieve, right? They say repetition is the mother of skill, but repetition without persistence is failure, right? Let me say that one more time. Repetition without persistence is failure. So we can do something over and over and over again, right? And we can keep failing. But if we get to a point where we feel some type of adversity, right? Something where it just really makes us feel a certain way, then most of us will quit. But with persistence, I actually want to give you an example. So maybe you know who J.K. Rowling is, right? If you don't, J.K. Rowling is the author for the book, the Harry Potter book, right? So maybe you know what I'm talking about now. Now, do you realize, I just want you to imagine just for a moment, going after something that you have a passion about, that you're passionate about, sorry. And somebody denies you 12 times. So this is what she did. She went to 12 different publishers and she kept trying to get the book published. And guess what? They rejected her 12 times. Can you imagine being rejected 12 times of something that you put your heart into? Can you imagine? Right? So that's what went on with her. But because of her persistence and continuing to do it, continuing, never giving up. Can you like I think about it myself, like being rejected 12 times. Now, I mean, I've been online since 2014. I might have reached 12 times already, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? So repetition plus persistence equals you crush everything. All right. So that's tip number 1. Now, tip number 2 is you want to get rid of the negative people around you. Now, I say this because if someone is around you and they're negative, right? They're always talking negative about you. They talk behind your back, and they're just putting things, the negative things in your mind. Do you know what's going to happen? Eventually, you're going to start to believe those things. So if they're calling you ugly, right? If they're calling you, let's say they're talking about your nose. Let's say they're saying that you'll never be successful. Right? I can tell you, I've been through this, right? When from grade school up to about 8th grade, right? I remember some people used to call me ugly. A lot of people, actually. And then I started to notice, like, the people I would hang around were talking about me more than people who don't even know me. And that's when I had to separate myself from those people, right? Because I'll just be honest with you. I really don't care what other people think about me. And you have to get to that level as well. All right. That was tip number 2. Now, tip number 3 is to build confidence of other people. Now, when we do things for other people, it makes us feel good. So the example I'll give you in this particular scenario is let's talk about kids, right? So with your kids, when they do something bad, aren't you quick to like, you better not do that. You act like you act in a very angry, right? You respond very quickly and angry, right? But what about when they do something good, right? What about when they get up from the table and go take the glass instead of leaving it on the table or their plates, right? And you can tell I'm kind of speaking from experience, right? I have a 2-year-old and a 5-year-old, right? So my 5-year-old sometimes, he will leave the plates. but then there will be times where he would take it and then he would put it in the sink. Now my 2-year-old, now he's getting to the level where he can take his cup and put it in the sink. Now think about, by me saying, hey, thank you for putting your cup and in the sink and throwing your plate in the garbage, right? Do you think that that's going to build confidence in him to keep doing that, right? And that's what I mean. Like when you build a confidence of others, it helps you feel great, right? It helps you feel awesome. All right. So that was tip number 3. Tip number 4 is you want to interpret feedback in a way that builds confidence. All right. So let's say you take a test, right? And on that test, you miss 8 questions. Most of us, we're going to focus on, oh man, I missed 8 out of 10 questions. But if you flip it around and you think about it like this, you think about it like, oh, I got 2 questions right. Okay, at least I know something of that test, right? Hopefully that makes sense, right? You got to flip it to help you build confidence. Flip the feedback that you're receiving. Okay? And tip number 5. Okay, there it is. Sorry. had a brain fart real fast. All right, so tip number 5 is to oh man. Sorry guys. All right. So tip number 5 is you want to remove the negative self-talk, right? A lot of us are very quick to talk negatively about ourselves. Usually it's like a tape recorder playing in your mind, right? And it's just full of negative thoughts. So the perfect example I could give you is, let's say you're a female or woman watching my video right now, right? This is just an example. And you go to the clothing store and you go to the dressing room to try on something that you like. Now, I've seen this, right? And you can be honest with yourself. Maybe comment down below if you ever did this, if you're a woman. And you put the pants on or the shirt and you were like, or the dress, and you were like, oh, I kind of look fat in this, right? That's negative, right? That's negative. You got to look, if you like what you picked up, right? You got to learn how to, I don't want to say shut off, because when you try to push something away, it just comes at you even harder, right? So find a way to almost turn off the negative tape recorder in our minds, right? And that's the whole point of just developing confidence, that self-confidence, because without it, it's going to be very difficult for you to accomplish something, because it all falls back into belief, right? If you don't have any self-confidence in you, right, you're not going to be able to achieve any goals that you have, because you just don't have the belief, right? And let's think about this. Self-talk on top of those negative people around you, see how that kind of just clashes? Because if you think about it, you got the negative person saying, oh, you'll never do this, right? You can't achieve this. Stop wasting your time. And then you got your self-talk, right? You're telling yourself this, and this person is telling you this. So guess what? You're going to start to believe those things, and it's not going to allow you to accomplish anything that you're dealing with right now. All right? So, guys, those were my 5 tips on how to develop self-confidence. And I hope you got value from it. If you did, if you enjoyed my examples, maybe you have another example. I just hope that I was able to provide you with enough value here on Mindset Monday, guys. And I'll be honest, this is the first Mindset Monday, and it was a little bit rough, guys. But hey, I'm going off the hook. I don't have a script here, anything like that. So with that being said, if you got value, go ahead and smash that like button. And if you haven't yet subscribed, be sure to smash that subscribe button, tick the bell icon to be notified. And with that being said, I look forward to seeing you in the next video, my friend. Peace.